WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Selena Schaefer. One man is dead following a structure fire in Pontotoc County late this afternoon. Fire Chief Lance Martin says the county fire department was called to 180 East Hutch Street at an apartment in that complex. Crews responded to the scene at around 1:08 this afternoon. 57-year-old Thomas Foreman was pulled from the apartment fire and was taken to a hospital in Memphis where he remains in critical condition. No word yet on the identity of the man who passed away. Fire marshals, however, are investigating the cause of the fire. Well, Columbus's Mayor Robert Smith was among the many mourners who attended the funeral of former West Lowndes head football coach Felix Wicks Sr. Hundreds turned out to pay respect to Coach Wicks. Among them were retired educators who taught with Coach Wicks and former students who were coached by Wicks. Before retiring, Wicks was the head coach at West Lowndes High School for 20 years. Before becoming an educator, Felix Wicks Sr. was a standout high school football player at Hunt High School in Columbus and at Mississippi Valley State. While at the Valley, he was inducted into the school's Football Hall of Fame. Felix Wicks Sr. passed away last Sunday, and he was 68 years old. Well, as many of you know, technology is the way of the future. Local law enforcement are catching on to this new wave of technology to catch the bad guys. Calhoun County Operations Search and Rescue partnered with the Sheriff's Department today to help with some new equipment training. WCBI's Victoria Bailey attended the training and joins us live in the studio now with more. Victoria?
Well, the old saying goes, it's a bird or it's a plane, but today it was a drone. The Calhoun Ozark team met this morning to work with the DJI Phantom 3 professional drone. And members of the team tell me it's this technology that's a game changer for their field of work.
The drone can see what we as a group cannot see from the ground.
For the Calhoun County Ozark team or search and rescue, locating, stabilizing, and removing lost people is their main goal. Now, Calhoun County Emergency Management Director Randy Skinner says it's technology like this that makes it easier and safer to get the job done.
We could put the drone in the air and get a better scope of what the accident scene is, and if there's any hazardous chemicals or anything that possibly could be spilled before we put someone's life in danger going to investigate.
The DJI Phantom 3 professional drone is equipped with all Ozark needs to save a life.
Well, it gives us the capability to cover a larger area. Of course, it streams live video. We can record it and take pictures. It has about a 2.5 to 3 mile range, and it will go up to 400 feet in the air. So we can cover a much larger area much quicker with the camera, for the Ozark team, that is.
Now, Ozark is already utilizing the technology, and Calhoun County Sheriff Greg Pollin says the law enforcement agencies aren't far behind.
Well, we're going to incorporate that into the actual law enforcement side of this also. In the very near future, we will be adding a FLIR camera, which is infrared, gives off a heat signature. That will be coming within the next month or so.
Saturday's event covered a variety of skills like navigation and teamwork, which Becky Keenum says is keeping them sharp for the real thing.
We had coordinates we had to go through. It was just a search and rescue.
Are you injured?
No.
Can you walk? Can you walk?
No. We have 3 members out here that we have a drone now going over to find them. Then we will get our coordinates on the drone in the air and go find our subjects.
Skinner says their job is to preserve life, but the drone allows them to do so much more.
When the team first started out, instead of just your standard search and rescue team, we wanted to implement more of an evidence protection side to our search and rescue team. So we work directly with law enforcement. We don't just go search for victims that are lost. We may be doing evidence recovery or things like that. So we focus on every tool that we can use.
Now, Calhoun Search and Rescue holds training 3 times a year. Sheriff Pollin has his drone operation license. Selena?
All right, thanks so much, Victoria, for that story here in the studio. Well, a former reporter allegedly trying to harass his ex-girlfriend has been tied to 8 of the recent bomb threats targeting Jewish communities around the nation. Jerica Duncan has that story.
It's our bald eagle. It's our treasure. It stands for who we are and what we are. The eagle. Yeah. So I immediately,
Well, I think that David Morey saw it actually.
Here comes Samuel. And got a hold of the bird and pulled it out of the alligator's mouth, and then got it up to the shore and tried to make it as comfortable as possible.
Actually sitting on that thing?
No, it was right over here, and it was eating a fish.
We saw that it had no use of his legs at all, and he also had blood coming from his throat area. So I knew that it wouldn't make it. Actually brought a tear to my eye that he would do something like that.
All right, we're sorry about those technical difficulties. Obviously, that's not the story we introduced there, but we'll get to that right after the break. For now, it's time to turn it over to weather with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, how's that weather looking out there?
Hey, right now, Selena, we're doing okay here in the world of weather. You can see some of those wispy high cirrus clouds advancing in Columbus and Tupelo. That's a live look with our Alpventura and Skycam network. And you can see some of those clouds coming on in with the satellite. Showers marching on in, but a lot of those showers will not make it here tonight. We'll see about tomorrow. Temperatures right now anywhere from the mid-50s to the low 60s, and it looks like we'll be hanging out here in the 50s for a good chunk of the evening. Those clouds will continue building on in. Overnight lows will get back down into the low 40s. Some spots could briefly do the upper 30s. Selena, I'll be back with you full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks for the update there, Keith. Well, a band of bikers rolled through parts of North Mississippi today. Their goal was to bring awareness to the plight of veterans and honor vets who've passed away. This afternoon, several dozens of motorcyclists gathered at the farmers market in downtown Columbus for the Bike In for the Blues fundraiser. The riders, who are mostly vets, want everyone to know that veterans are playing an active role in their community.
We are in this community full face. If they will look around, we are there. We do a lot for this community that people do not realize that we do. We donate a lot of money to a lot of different activities here, and this is just one of them that we are a part of, and we want people to know that we are active in this community.
Now, more than 60 bikers participated in the 85-mile round-trip bike ride. The money raised from today's event will benefit the Columbus Arts Council and the Holmes Foundation. All right, well, a Hamilton man is being recognized for more than 20 years of volunteer service in his community. Charles Smith has been cooking Boston butts and ribs for most of the week to help raise money to benefit the St. Jude Foundation. It all started as a small yearly cookout sponsored by the youth group at Fig Hill Church, but now has grown into a large community event. Smith had health problems in recent years. Prior to last year's event, he had a cardiac procedure to help his condition. Smith successfully recovered from the procedure and is cooking for the community once again. Despite his own health issues, he says that he looks to give back and loves to give back to raise money for St. Jude.
I'm going to take up what the kids were trying real hard to make money for St. Jude, and they wouldn't have to go buy the meat. We could buy the meat and cook it ourselves, but they bought it already cooked. That made me want to get some cookers and start cooking myself.
Smith was also awarded by the community a few years ago for his community leadership and volunteer services. This will be Smith's last year to fire up the grill. Coming up after the break, we take a look into the alleged accusations made by President Trump towards Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Stay with us.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 with Selena Schaefer.
Welcome back. The nation's top law enforcement official, Jeff Sessions, will oversee some of the most contentious cases in the country. But this week, he was the controversy. So much turmoil so soon into his tenure could make it harder for him to succeed as the nation's top cop. Paula Reed has the story.
I have been here just 3 weeks today. A lot has been happening in this 3-week period.
This is likely not how Jeff Sessions envisioned his first press conference as Attorney General, announcing his recusal from investigations into ties between the Trump campaign and Russia after news reports of a previously undisclosed meeting he had with a Russian ambassador.
I believe those recommendations are right and just. Therefore, I have recused myself in the matters that deal with the Trump campaign.
Sessions is unlikely to heed Democrats' call for resignation, but so much controversy in the first few weeks in office could undermine the ambitious agenda he laid out earlier in the week when addressing a group of states' attorneys general. He promised a renewed focus on drug prosecutions, including marijuana.
I, as you know, am dubious about marijuana.
Strict enforcement of immigration laws.
We're housing a lot of people who committed serious crimes, who entered the country unlawfully, who are long since due to be deported.
And a starkly different approach to police reform, a hallmark of the Obama Justice Department.
But we need, so far as we can, in my view, help police departments get better, not diminish their effectiveness. And I'm afraid we've done some of that. So we're going to try to pull back on this.
On Friday, Sessions met with the NAACP to discuss his approach to civil rights. The group highlighted the potential dangers of Sessions' desire to move away from federal reform of police departments and insisted on someone with civil rights experience to head the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division. Despite a rocky third week on the job, Sessions still has the full support of his bosses.
The President and I have full confidence in the Attorney General. He is a man of integrity.
Nice and quiet across our region this evening. A live look into Tupelo right now. Fairly quiet, but no issues for tonight. There could be a few showers around the region Sunday and Monday. Some storms Tuesday. Nice again Wednesday. We'll have all the latest details after the break.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
It's great to see you on this Saturday. What a great Saturday it has been. Tons of sunshine this morning. Building cirrus clouds as we went throughout the course of the afternoon. This is our Alpha Insurance time lapse in high definition in downtown Tupelo today. And that's how it looked just a few minutes ago as that sun was going on down. Speaking of Tupelo, we just had the second warmest winter on record. Meteorological winter, December, January, and February. Number 2. 2016 into 17 for Tupelo, number 3 in Greenwood, number 4 in Jackson and Meridian, and the 10th warmest down there in Gulfport, Biloxi. So warm really across all of the Magnolia State. No surprise, you certainly know how warm it's been. And still pretty mild out there right now, 55 in Columbus, 62 in Jackson. Notice this bullseye here of greens. These are some cooler temperatures because of some clouds and some widespread showers in eastern Texas, downright heavy rain across southeastern Texas right now, and this is marching our way. We have those high clouds right now, very high up. However, down here where we live, the air is very, very dry, and this moisture is going to eventually build in as we go throughout the next couple of days here. But between now and tomorrow, that's that battle zone. So the question is how much of that moisture can actually come on down to the surface with all this dry air in place. It will at some point. We just don't know how much we're actually going to squeeze out of this dry air tomorrow. So clouds advance tonight. They thicken. And here's Futurecast at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. You see a lot of green here. Now this may be overdone with all this dry air we have in place, but showers are possible during the course of our Sunday. Extensive cloud cover, not quite as beautiful as what we had out there for today. So here's our planner in Columbus for our Sunday. We start out at 8 o'clock, 47 degrees by noon, up to around 60. Low 60s, a pretty good bet across our area during the course of our Sunday. Some spots may not do the low 60s. Some spots could be a little bit cooler or warmer depending on the sunshine situation. These mid 60s down here in the Golden Triangle area could be a little bit aggressive. We'll just see how it all plays out, but definitely more clouds and a chance for a few showers in the region for tomorrow. Much cooler air by the middle of the week behind a system that will be coming our way. Well, let's show you that. That will be a front, a cold front on Tuesday. Out ahead of it, we are warm, increasingly humid, and we will have the best rain chance here with that cold front right there on Tuesday. There could be a few strong storms in the region. We don't really anticipate any widespread severe weather at this point, but strong storms possible. Highs in the low 70s Monday into Tuesday. Pretty good rain chances there Tuesday, but pretty nice, Selena, again Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Alrighty, well, the championship grind continues down in Jackson, Tupelo, and Boonville in action. All the highlights next in sports.
Here's WCDI Sports with Tom Ebel. WCDI Sports coverage of Mississippi High School State Championships is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center. Advanced medicine, compassionate care.
The final day of quarterfinals down in Jackson. The big girls and boys got after it in 6A, as well as the 3A girls fighting for a shot at the semifinals. We'll start with Tupelo. Ben Blanken's taking on the #1 team in the state, Meridian. Golden Wave got off to a really good start in this one thanks to that guy, Kylan Hamilton. Here he is draining a 3-ball from deep. He can drain it. Tupelo up early on. Then they really build on that lead after this. Here's Tygel Hereford here. Nice floater for 2, or who leaves it off for Kylan Hamilton, who hits Hereford hits the floater. Wave solve the pressure. Jet Johnson, check out this give and go. Big fella taking it to the rack for 2. Tupelo would jump out to a 15-3 lead in the first. Here's Hamilton one more time, draining it from downtown off the curl. That's good, but it all went south after that 15-3 run. Meridian would finish the first half on a 31-5 run. They go on to end Tupelo's season 57-51. The Golden Wave finished 26-5. To the ladies we go, 3A quarterfinals, Boonville taking on Forest. A wild game from start to finish. A Dallas Young